in the end, it's going to go down as a 0-0 draw against the bottom of the league team, Southampton, and drop points. That's what it will be. It is drop points for Manchester United. Everyone here, I myself included, 4-0 I went with. We're expecting Manchester United to come away with the 3 points here comfortably. Southampton showed how poor they were there, with United playing 2/3 of the game with 10 men and obviously having the better chances in the game. In my opinion, the only one that they really created was the breakaway from a poor pass from Wan-Bissaka when we were attacking. They were dreadful, but I've never seen... I mean, there's officiating and then there's officiating. We've seen some shit here at Old Trafford this season in terms of refereeing. I'm not using this as an excuse or anything right now, but it just seems like they want to make a headline, make something happen when they're here at Old Trafford doing this. I'm just going to use an example right now. I've seen the red card, and I can see some giving it and some not. His foot hits the ball, then rolls over the top of the ball with the impact of it. So the intent, you can judge out. The fact that the Southampton player got up and shook Casemiro's hand and said sorry, said everything you need to know. But I'll just go back to an example yesterday. Leicester against Chelsea, when a player's foot clearly off the foot, he's hit the ball and then the momentum of his foot has taken... Well, he was trying to take out the heart of Havertz. He's basically caved his chest and his foot was that high, not even looked at. So then you look at it and you go, that then comes down to the officials on the day. They're the ones who are making the decisions. So when you've got VAR, it's all good and well saying VAR's overturned it. It doesn't count for nothing unless you've got people running that system that actually know what they're doing, that haven't got big agendas, that haven't got a day where they want to make a name for themselves. There's no Sky, there's no BT here today. It was nothing game, no one's here filming anything. Let's take what we can. He was hell-bent on ruining the game from the word go. Yellow cards for United players whenever he had the chance, not one yellow card for Southampton players. The skullduggery, the fouls that they were committing, he just was oblivious to it. Absolutely shocking performance. Again, I'm running out of referees that are on my hit list for playing here at Old Trafford this season. It's been diabolical. I'm not going to use it as the excuse to say, yeah, that's why. I don't want to be like that, I'm not that type of person, but the night and day in officiating, and it's as long as there's human error involved in this system, VAR, we're never going to get clean decisions, we're never going to get the right decision. You can look at that there now. I think that now, is that because it's his second red card, is that 4 matches out for Casemiro? Again, they don't understand what they're doing, they don't understand the implications of the game. There's a fair tackle, it's 1 foot, his other foot's trailing way behind, it hits the ball, the rotation of the ball takes his foot over the top and it looks worse than what it is. But what did he do? They freeze frame it. Football doesn't work in freeze frames. It doesn't matter. It's an impact sport where it goes hell for leather for 90 minutes. You don't freeze frame it. It's just exactly what they did when Crystal Palace came to town, when they freeze framed a certain angle. You go around the other side, it looks completely different, but they don't want to know it. It's their name in lights at Old Trafford on the big stage. There you go. Either way, United, I think, still had the better chances. But at the end of the day, when you're playing 2/3 of the game with 10 men, with a schedule that we've got, what's that, 43rd game of the season, straight off the back of recovering from Anfield and then getting that emotional win in midweek. If there was any way that they were going to get a point or anything from this game today there, it was when something like that was happening. Taylor killed the game in the first half completely. It just absolutely destroyed it as a spectacle. And the game sort of just petered out in the end with nothing really going on. Injury concern for Garnacho, which is a little bit of a concern. He came back on, looked all right, and then went off straight away. So we have to check on that. That's another player down, injured. And obviously we've now got to deal with the issue, which is Casemiro and not being available again for another 4 games. I don't know if the FA Cup comes into that. If it does that mean he misses the FA Cup semi-final? If we do beat Fulham, because the first domestic game we've got now is Fulham next Sunday, so I'm not sure what that would do. If that is part of it, it's a bit mixed up this season with how it's done with the suspensions and everything in red cards. But all I do know is it's an extra game, it's 4. So what's that? That's 8 games this season that Casemiro's missed through suspension. Near enough quarter of a leading season. That's how much we've missed him this year. We're going to do this the hard way. United, everyone is against United at the moment, I'm convinced of it. It was today, like I said, the referee again, 12 men again with the referee, and United battled out a draw. And you look at it, over an hour with 10 men. The only reason it's a bit disappointing is because it's Southampton in the bottom of the league. But you're still taking that, aren't you, in terms of hanging on that long, defending quite well and limiting them to hardly anything. De Gea had a couple of saves to make in the second half. Not much at all. Southampton are poor and deserve to go down. If you're not going to take the bull by the horns and go for that there, your perfect opportunity to get some at Old Trafford, then you deserve to go down. They were diabolical. They were garbage. All they've got is Ward-Prowse. That is it. Shout out today, I think, to Leadshaw, who was absolutely phenomenal in defence today. Absolutely superb, and by far Man United's man of the match. The players just looked like they're burnt out. They looked like we've run out of energy. Bruno looks dead on his feet. Big shout out again to Scott McTominay, because who came on and played well, Scott McTominay today. He played some great balls, great interceptions, and made some important headers as well. When they brought on that basketball player at the end there, I was slightly concerned. I don't even know who he is. Don't know who he is, but at the end of the day, Scott McTominay came on and came to the fore really when we needed him. I thought it was a brilliant performance from him, and I'm taking credit, I'm taking a positive from that from McTominay. I thought, you know what, he's had a lot of stick recently. He deserves a shout out there, because I didn't think he put a foot wrong when he came on in the second half. Do you know what? We are going to need our midfield now, like I said, because Casemiro, 4 games, we're up against it. We've got to always do it the hard way, haven't we? It's always the hard way, but the roller coaster will just take us up and down through the whole season. There's a long way to go yet, and there's a lot more ups and downs coming with this season with United, trust me. It's just the way we roll. But positives, we've got an international break coming up. Eriksen will be back after that. Hopefully Garnacho's injury isn't too bad. We can have a little bit of a break with some players. Good performances here and there today, especially in defence. Midfield, we're lacking a little bit now. I think we're tired. Forward line, just not cutting it today. Not cutting it today for me. And 10 men pretty much was the final nail in the coffin for us creating anything or playing to any sort of rhythm that we wanted to. Let me know what you think, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in Spain.